Hey, this is Pure, and today we're going to react and comment on this scene from the movie Back to the Future, which came out in 1985. Now, for those of you who might not be familiar with this movie, we have here the character of Marty McFly, who lived in 1985 but traveled back in time to 1955. And here he had to stand in for an injured guitar player, and he's going to be playing the song Johnny Be Good. Okay, so let's listen.
All right. All right. This is an oldie, but well, it's an oldie where I come from.
Yes, and of course, since he came from 1985, that was his point of reference. So this was old from his point of view since it was released in 1958. Okay, so let's continue.
All right, guys. Listen to this blues riff and B. Watch me for the changes and try and keep up, okay?
Okay, so yes, those lines are classic. I think uh, all guitar players who have watched this movie would know those lines by heart. But let's explain what's going on there. So he said that he's going to play the blues in B. So that means something specific. It means that B would be your key. It's going to be the key of B, and the song will center around this chord of B. And then it's in blues. So blues has a specific pattern. In this case, the 12-bar blues. So the song is structured in such a way that the one chord will be B, and then based on the sequence of chords in the key of B, the 4 chord will be E, and then the 5 chord will be F sharp. So it's called 1-4-5. That's kind of the shortcut term that musicians use in terms of in referring to the particular structure of a blues song. He also did mention that there are going to be a lot of changes, so it's a very dynamic song, and that the band should try to keep up because it's a fast-paced song. Now, this song, Johnny Be Good, does have a beats per minute of around 165 to 170, so it is fast and kind of unusual for that time, of course. So at this point, the rock and roll was not really mainstream yet, and we'll be hearing that based on their reaction. Okay, so of course now we hear the classic guitar riff um, from the song Johnny Be Good. But one strange thing here, although he is fingering as if he is playing B, what we're actually hearing is B flat. So he'll hear that a lot in the song, and that's actually B flat, as you can see here. So this is B flat and F instead of the B and F sharp that we were expecting. So it seems like it's not uncommon for guitars to be tuned down 1/2 step, and this seems to be the case here, so that it's easier to play. This song does have a lot of bends that we'll hear later on, and that's much easier to do if your strings have less tension. So we're assuming that's the reason why he did that, where he said B, but what's actually coming out in terms of the pitch is B flat. So the opening riff goes like this. Right? So it's quite a nice guitar riff. So you hear a lot of this again, the B flat and the F, and also at the low end, this is again the B flat and the F. Right? And if you're trying to learn this song, and you know your pentatonic scale, so when you play B flat like this, it follows the pattern number 2. So those are the notes that are, that you hit during that guitar riff. Okay, let's continue. Right. And as I said, so at this point, you'll be hearing a lot of bending, like, right? So, and that's much easier to do if your strings are not as tight. So, this note particularly, you have to bend so that it's two steps high. And that's what Marty is doing there. Yeah, so it's ending with this riff at the end. So after all of that bending, so it's like a rundown. Like after this bend, you'll do a right. Very nice, right? So nice. And now he's going into the verse part of the song. Down in Louisiana, down in New Orleans, way back up in the woods among the evergreens. Yeah, so at this point you're doing the one chord, and I'll be doing it B flat because that's the actual pitch. So you'll be doing 4 bars of that one. So it's a B flat power chord. You hit the 1 and the 5 because when you do your scale, right, your do re mi fa sol la ti do. So that's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So you hit 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 1 5 is your power chord, B flat, and then from time to time you'd hit the 6. And that's what Marty's doing there. Yeah, so when that part where you say, "They live the country boy, Johnny be good," that's when you go to the 4, and then "They live a country boy named Johnny be good," and you're back to the 1. And now what we expect to come next would be your 5 chord. So let's listen. And then you're back here to your 1. Alright, so let's do one full pass of the 12 bars. So that's your Johnny Be Good 12 bars. Yeah, so here what he's doing is after you go, Joe, Johnny, go, go, there's kind of an accent here where he does this one. He slides up and then do this. Right? So he's alternating that with, then he'll do this. So that's actually these 2 notes. That's your B flat 7, and then he'll end with your B flat. So it's as if maybe it's clearer if you do it like this. Like this is your B flat 7, right? B flat 7, and then B flat. So it's as if he's doing like, right? So while he's doing the 1, he's doing that. Alternating between the main rhythm of the song. Go, Johnny, go, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go. Where'd you let out bit? Nice going. Yeah, so at this point, still doing the verse. Right, so at this point, the next scene, we're going to be hearing kind of the band leader, Marvin Berry.
Chuck, it's Marvin, your cousin, Marvin Berry. You know?
Of course, so he made the point to emphasize that he was a Berry, and he's calling his cousin Chuck. So again, of course, Chuck Berry came up with this song. a few years down the road from 1955. And what's being implied here that Chuck Berry actually got the idea of the song from Marty McFly.
That new sound you looking for? Well, listen to this.
Now, this move that Marty is doing is also a signature move by Chuck Berry, where you're skipping and hopping on one leg across the stage. So that was a signature Chuck Berry move, and you also see that being done by Angus Young of AC/DC. Yeah, so at this point, Marty's rocking out. It's fun, this part of it where he's doing the yeah. So that's not part of the original Chuck Berry song, but it's a nice embellishment. Yeah, so he does it 2 times, and then you do it again. I think from before it was from a higher point, like fret 15, and then the second time it's a bit lower, but also from on the A string. Nice, it's a nice riff. Yeah, of course, at this point he's rocking out, so it's a bit harder, hard rock compared to the original theme of Johnny B. Goode. Yeah, so at this point he's doing some finger tapping of the board, where you make the sound by tapping the strings against the board. At this point, we can't really see what he's tapping because of the angle, but it's a popular, technique from when he's from in the 1980s. Yeah, so at this point, he's starting to really rock out. Yeah, so this is the transition from your kind of 50s rock to 80s rock. So you'll see the bandmate here having a weird reaction to what Marty's doing, and that's quite hard to do when you're lying down and trying to do the fingering of the board at the same time. So at this point, of course, it's not a live performance. It's going to be dubbed later on because it's hard to play this way and act out the scene. Right. So at this point, it's full on metal rock. Now this last high pitched note that he played, if you look at his fingering, it's as if he's playing the 19th fret of the third string. I think the 20th. But the sound which is coming out is not this one. It's actually closer to the maybe the 19th fret of the highest string, the E string, and it's even bent upward. So maybe it sounds as if it's on the 20th fret. Right? So this is the actual note, but the way he's fingering it, it seems like he's playing this note, which is much lower. And so a few things I should mention about the guitar, since his performance is about to end. So again, this is the Gibson 345 is what he's playing, which was not available yet in 1955. So it only came out in 1958. So maybe before heading to 1955, he stopped by in 1958 to get the guitar. Also, the guitar itself, when it came out, it looked the same as what I have here, where it has a fixed bridge But what he has, as you can see earlier, is a uh, one with a vibrato, which is called the Bigsby design for the vibrato, which is not available for that model when it was initially released. But maybe it was a custom or a kind of an add-on that was done. And what I have here is the Epiphone. Let me see if I can see the tailstock, make it appear here. It's an Epiphone, and that's what the E logo stands for. But it is owned by Gibson, and so the Epiphone comes out with the same models as the Gibson, but at a much lower price. And this is in particular the Epiphone Dot, because the inlays are dots, as you can see here, as opposed to what Marty has, where he has parallelogram inlays, which is what you would see in the Gibson ES345. But very similar in design. It's a semi-hollow body, same color, cherry red, and we also have what they call F holes here, because again, it's hollow at the top and at the bottom, and there's just a block in the middle, so it's called a semi-hollow guitar. The knobs are the same, the bell type, gold knobs. The covers in the humbuckers are silver, very similar. Okay, so let's listen now to the kind of the final parts of this scene. Yes, of course, the crowd is not yet ready for that type of guitar playing, and they were kind of wondering what was going on.
I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet.
And there we go. Of course, later on in the 80s, that will be much, much more popular. And it's fun here where we've got Marvin looking at the guitar and wondering how that kind of sound could be produced. You see?
But your kids are gonna love it.
Right. Okay. So we know that, of course, the kids of the 80s will love that kind of music. So it's that was a cool scene from Back to the Future, very popular among guitar players. Now, I do also intend to do a similar reaction to other scenes in Back to the Future where there are guitars involved, so watch out for that one. But for now, hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks and have a good day.